In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to publish your Android application in the Google Play Store. We'll look at some preliminaries, including how to prepare our app and the launch assets. So we're going to need some icons and we're going to need some screenshots. So we'll go over how you actually can take those screenshots from your emulator device or even your real device. We'll look at how you sign the app, and finally how you submit the launch assets along with the binary APK that we generated to Google Play.
Alright, so the first thing that we need to do before we go to the App Store and submit our app is we need to build a signed version of the APK file. The APK file is the application package, and that contains the compiled version of your app and all its resources. And what I want to do right now is just take this Top Tracks app that we've just been working on and literally deploy it on Google Play so anybody in the world can download it. So first step is to build that signed version of it. And so to do that, you're going to right click on your project and go down to Android Tools on the pop-up menu, and you'll have an option there, Export a Signed Application Package. That's the option you want to pick. When you do that, a wizard is going to pop up, and it's going to basically walk you through the process. So the first thing is what project do you want to click? And since I had selected and right-clicked on my project, it's going to have that by default, which I'm going to accept by just hitting the next. Then it asks, where is that key store file? So that key store file you're going to have after you've gone through the developer registration process. So it's just a file on your disk, and this is where mine is on my local disk. And it's going to remember this, so you don't got to type this in every time. After you do it, if you browse to it on your first time, Eclipse remembers this forever after that. And you're going to use that same key store for all your apps. So if you have more than one app in the future, it's always going to be that same one. And it's going to be password protected if you follow the instructions. And I do put a non-trivial password on this because if somebody does get it, they're going to need to know the password to actually use it. So I'm going to type my password in. And there's an alias in there, and I only have the one, and that's what it's going to use. So if you follow the commands, you're going to have something very similar to this. I'm going to click Next. And then it's going to ask you, where do you want the destination file to be? And I've already done this once today, so it remembers. I've created a subdirectory called Launch Assets, and that's where I'm going to put this file. Okay? And it's warning me because I built one a little bit earlier today and put it there. And I'm going to click Finish. And that built a signed version. So if we navigate down to that directory, and it's in a directory called Launch Assets, and there's my APK file. So it's 72K, it's very small, and that's the file that contains my compiled program and all the resources. So that's what I'm going to upload along with a bunch of metadata and graphics and stuff to Google Play. So let's go to Google Play. And the easiest way perhaps to get there is to follow that link. Okay, so it's play.google.com/app/publish. And I want to use a different account. So I've got more than one developer account here. So let me go back, use this account. Alright, so I am now at my developer console, and I've already deployed my Top Tracks app several times in previous demos, including a dry run earlier today to make sure everything was working. So I'm going to, rather than punch in all this metadata, I'm going to update a new version of Top Tracks, and you're going to see exactly the same thing really. But if you were going to do a new one, a completely new app, you're going to go and click upload like I just did, and it's going to ask you for the APK file. So you'd go and browse to your APK file and upload it, and then at that point it's going to put you in the edit form just like we're going to end up in when I click on the Top Tracks existing app. So let me back out of here, and this is the app that I'm interested in. So here is the app details, and you'll see some screenshots. And the way you produce those screenshots is very simple. Did I demo that already once? Okay, so what you're going to do is run your app, which I've already done. So my app is running right now. If you go over to your DDMS and you select the device, so I've got a physical device and an emulator running here. So you can take the screenshots on your physical device if you want. I'm just going to do it on the emulator because that's where it's running. So if you select the emulator and see this little camera icon here, if I click that, it's going to actually capture my device. And I can say save this, and there's my launch assets directory, and this is called device 3 because I already got a 1 and a 2. So there's a screenshot, and let's put this thing in a different mode. So let's click on a link here. So we'll click on the song. Okay, so there's the song page. So let's go refresh. There's the song page, so let's save that one. And we'll call that device 4 because it's my 4th screenshot. Okay, so that's how we can take screenshots, and we can take them off a physical device or an emulator. It works great either way. And so if we look down in the assets directory, here's those 2 pictures I just snapshotted. So there's one, there's the other. Okay. So what I do is I create a directory and I put all my launch assets in one place. So I don't gotta, run around looking for all this stuff. When I'm ready to set, I'm got everything organized, I'm ready to go. So I'll have a text file where I put my description of my app and my changes, all the textual data I'll put in this file so I can just cut and paste it when I get ready. My title, and here's my 5x5 or 512 by 512, my high-res launch icon, and my binary that I just built. Okay, so these are what I need to get my app launched. So if we go back, here's all the metadata. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this one. Let's replace this with one of the fresh ones that I just took. So we'll say choose file, and under my launch assets, there we go, and device 3, let's take that one. Okay, then we'll upload it. Okay, and now I've got that new file up there. I could add another one, so we'll put number 4 up there. We'll upload it. Okay, so now I got 4 screenshots associated with this app. And I've already uploaded the icon. I'm not going to change that. I did not choose to upload a promo graphic or a feature graphic. You probably should. I just didn't do it. It's optional. If you want to know what those look like, let me show you. So if we go to if we go, so some of you might have tried out the MyGV app written by RT people. There's your feature graphics. So they uploaded this nice image of Grand Valley. So if you're looking at their page, it kind of graces the top of the page. Looks real nice. Okay, so you can actually control all these things on your app page when your app shows up. Okay, so let's go back to the console. I don't have a privacy policy URL. Probably should. I don't have a promotional video. But if I wanted to, I could put all that in there. Here's my title, and then here's my description. And let's put something which is new. This app hasn't changed much. Updating is fun. So just to show you, this is live. And I can play different settings here, app type, application, or game. And I've got it set to music and audio, but I could go and find a category out here that it is suitable. Copy protection is being deprecated, so I always take the off. You got to figure out, what type of content rating am I going to have on this app, and you can click the Learn More to kind of make a judgment call on what your app is at. And then finally, the pricing. Now, I have not set up a merchant account with Google, but if you have a merchant account set up, you can actually put prices on your app, and then they share the profits with you. I clicked all countries. It's going to go in all the countries that Google operates in, or at least Google Play is in. Now, I don't have any localization resources. All my language here is English. That's all I supported. So if anybody in these countries download it, they're going to get my English prompts. Everything's English. Okay. If you're really interested in making your app work well in Germany, then you would translate all those English prompts and you'd put a specialized resource file in there for German language and for French and so forth. And then when people load your app and the device locales are set for that locality, it's going to run with the right resources. Okay, so it's really straightforward and easy to do that internationalization.
So when we select this, you said you have to change the country language in the mobile, right?
You don't have to. Well,
if they're using some other language.
No. If they're using another language, their device is by default going to. If you're in, I don't know, if you're in South Africa, and you speak Afrikaans, your device is automatically going to use the Afrikaans resources if they're there. If they're not there, they're going to use the default, which we've set to English. Okay, so if somebody was in India, they're going to get the Hindi resources if you've made those available to them. Okay, if not, it's going to use the default. So I'm going to make it available in all these countries, but I only got the default English prompts in there, so that's the only language it's going to run in. Supported devices, that came from my manifest. And then finally, they want your contact info. So I put the university website here. And here's our support email address that I put in. And I put in my office phone number. We haven't talked about cloud messaging yet, so we won't talk to that. And then you finally got to click through the legal stuff here that says you're being good. And at that point, we can publish, but we didn't upload the binary yet. That's on this tab. Now, I have uploaded several versions already. I've got a version 1, 2, and 3. And notice I can have different versions running at the same time. So if I set different API levels, I could have specific binaries for specific devices if I wanted to. Okay, so all of these guys right now are not available because I've unpublished the app, and I want to upload yet another version. So the most recent version I have uploaded already is version code 3 with the human readable version identifier 1.2. So this is controlled in your manifest. So initially you're probably going to have a version code of 1 and a version name of 1.0, but when you do your revision, you're going to increment that. So let's do a revision on this app since we've already got version 3. So I'm going to go into Eclipse and go to my manifest, and up here at the top it says version code 3 1.2. That's already out there. I want to update my app, so I'm going to put version code 4, and I'm just going to, this is a minor release, so I'm going to say it's 1.3. And now I got to rebuild because I changed my version. So I'm going to go back in here, Control, right click, export. Okay, so that dropped that in that file, and now I'm going to upload it. So if we go back here, and I want to upload an APK, choose the file, upload. Okay, so these are the permissions I'm asking. It's version 1.34, so it read everything fine. It's saved as a draft, but I want to save it as official. So it's out there. And okay, finally, I will publish it. And now, this app is published and available to anybody in the world. Now, it takes a few seconds for this thing to show up, or minutes. It's kind of weird. Sometimes it shows up really fast, other times it takes a bit of time. So it says it's here, but see how it shows up here in the store? But when I click on it, it's not available yet. Okay, so this afternoon when I did it, it took like 20 minutes before it actually became available. Other times I've done it and it was like instantaneous. So I don't know if it's because Google I/O is going on right now and there's lots of things happening on Google's infrastructure because of all the excitement. I'm not exactly sure.